Okay. Okay. Great. Okay. The first formula I have not mentioned. That is the most simpler one. So we'll write it down. So today we are doing compound interest. As I had shared with you, two types of interest you get when you deposit your money in a bank. One is simple interest. This kind of interest you are earning on your savings bank deposit. Each one of you must be having a savings bank account. Just 1 minute. Okay. So in your savings bank account earns simple interest. They earn simple interest. Okay. And your FD accounts, fixed deposit accounts, they earn compound interest. Okay. The difference is very small. When you start earning interest on interest, then it is called compounding of interest. Okay. Whereas in simple interest, you earn money in the shape of interest on your principal amount. Okay. Since you are earning interest on interest, definitely the compound interest is always more than simple interest. Okay. We are assuming here during our entire discussions that the interests are given by the bank on annual basis. Am I clear? Means whatever interest is accrued to you, you are getting it after 1 year. In practice, it may be different. For example, on fixed deposits, sometimes you are getting quarterly interest. In some companies, you are getting annual interest. Savings bank, some banks are giving it monthly, some banks are giving it quarterly, some banks are giving it half yearly. So we will not go into the actual practices. We'll be following this practice for all the questions unless and until otherwise stated that the interest is being given quarterly or half yearly. We'll assume that interests are given annually. Okay. Now the simple formula for this simple interest we had done. Simple interest is nothing but principal into rate of interest into time upon 100. Now formula for compound interest. It is very simple. It is written here also, but I'll rewrite for you. Compound interest is equal to principal into 1 plus R upon 100 raised to power time. T is for time. Okay. This is a simple formula for compound interest. Now this formula appears to be very simple, but the calculations are not that simple. Reason being, this particular expression, it is raised to some power. Suppose a rate of interest is 5% as time is 4 years. I'm just giving you an example. So then what will be the compound interest? In that case, compound interest will be equal to, suppose P is 100 rupees and your interest is 5%. Again, same problems. This will be P plus 1 plus 5 by 100 raised to power T. Suppose time is 4 years. Okay. Okay. So this will be 100 into 1 plus 5 by 100. This will be 1 by 20. 1 by 20, when you simplify, this will be 21 by 100. 21 by 10, sorry. 21 by 20, sorry. 21 by 20. Raised to power 4 into 100. Okay. 100 into 21 by 20 raised to power 4. Now just imagine you have to multiply this 21 by 24 times. And then you have to divide this product by 20. So this takes hell of time. This takes hell of time. So if the number of years given here are more than 2, please don't attempt these questions. Compound interest questions, if you have to multiply this expression many times, say 3 times or 4 times, you are definitely going to waste a lot of time. And our simple advice is that skip these questions. If it is up to 2 years, then you can do these questions, because multiplying twice does not take much of time. Okay. Now I'll come. This is simple when the rate of interest is fixed. Okay. Suppose it is for 4 years and the interest rate remains 5% throughout the year, then you use this formula as I have shown. But it also happens sometimes interest rates in banks keep on changing. First year, it may be say R%. Okay. Second year, it is not R, it is R1. Second year, it is say R2%. And for third year, it is R3%. Then he says find the compound interest for all the 3 years. So what you have to do, you have to simply follow this formula. And this formula says P into 1 plus R1 by 100 into 1 plus R2 by 100 into 1 plus R3 by 100. This is R3. Okay, this is R3. R3 upon 100. So you do it like this. Okay. This particular one is also interesting. I'll take you to that after some time. Okay. Okay, we'll do one question for this, if it is there here. Just 1 minute. Okay. Okay, let's see, do we have a question here? Okay. Let me go to the next one. Let me see, do we have a question on this? Okay. Difference, no. There is no question. But, okay, we'll do this question. We'll get this question in exercise. Okay. Now, this I'll take up this particular, type of question first. See, the question is like this. Difference between simple interest and compound interest on a certain sum of money at rate of interest of 4% for 2 years is rupees 3. Find the sum. Okay. This question, if you start doing, it will take very long time. Okay. So normally students skip this question. But there is a very simple shortcut for this, and this shortcut is here. That if difference between simple and compound interest is given for 2 years, this is very important. You have a formula for 3 years also. You have formula for 3 years also, but that formula is different. So please remember, whenever you are doing this particular question, you have to ensure that the time period is 2 years. For 3 years, the formula is a bit long, and that is not of your standard of examination. So I'm not discussing that intentionally. But if it is for 2 years, you can then always do this question. And the formula here is very, very simple. And that is shown on your screen. There is a mistake here in writing. This is that difference in the simple interest and compound interest is equal to principal into rate by 100 square. This is square, children. Okay. This is raised to power 2. This is raised to power 2. Okay. So we'll do this question. Difference between simple interest and compound interest on a certain sum of money. Here, see, that principal is not given. Okay. At a rate of 4% for 2 years. So this is 2 years only. So that serves my purpose. Okay. That serves my purpose, and I can use the formula. And the difference is given to be ₹3. He says, find the sum. Okay. He says, find the sum. So if you have to find the difference, then also the same formula will be used. And if you have to find the sum means principal. So the formula here will become principal is equal to difference into difference divided by rate by 100 square. So see, this is how it is done here. Principal is equal to difference. This is difference. See, ₹3. This is the difference. Divided by 4 by 100 square. This is rate by 100 square. So we will divide this by rate by 100 square. This will be 4 by 100 into 4 by 100. So this is what you will get finally. And when you will simplify this, you will get this. And this is your answer. Your sum is 1875. Okay. There is another example given here. I will ask you to do this as an exercise. What will be the difference between simple interest and compound interest on ₹5,000 for 2 years at an interest rate of 5%? Please use this formula and give me the answer. 1 minute. The question is here only. Yes. Please tell me, children. This is the formula. It is solved here, but I'll ask you to please solve it. And please tell me when you are done. Yes, Chirag and
187.5.
How much?
187.5.
No, the answer is 12.5, my dear friend. Please recheck it. Formula to be used is here. This is square. Here it is square. Rate upon 100 square.
Sir, yes, sir, it's 12.5. I have done first question, sir.
Okay. No problem. So you will get many questions in the exercise that you will be doing. Okay. We'll be going to the exercise, and before we go there, we have one more this PPT, and which is quite relevant and important PPT. See, I had told you that whenever it is not mentioned in the question, what is the periodicity of the interest? The interest is calculated on yearly basis or annual basis. Okay. But as I said, that banks are giving you interest on quarterly basis. Some banks are giving on half-yearly basis. Same way, interest on your monthly savings bank interest, some banks are giving on monthly basis, some are giving on quarterly basis, some are giving on half-yearly basis. So that periodicity of paying interest changes, from bank to bank, institution to institution. So there will be occasions when you'll be getting questions that interest is being given on half yearly basis or interest is being given on quarterly basis. Okay. So whenever such questions will come, please remember these two golden rules. The first is formula will remain the same of calculating compound interest, P into 1 plus R by 100 raised to power time. When interest is calculated half year, okay, then the rate should be half and time should be double. Why? It is very simple. There is a reason for it. See, now you will be calculating interest on half yearly basis. Suppose it is 6%. So 3% you will be given for the first half year and 3% you will be given for the next half year. So total will come to be 6%. Okay. That is why it is half. And time should be doubled. Why time should be doubled? Time is doubled because now your time is on half yearly basis. So suppose it is for 2 years, then 2 years is equal to 4 half years. So to bring parity in the units from year, we switch to half year. Therefore, if there are 2 years, the number of half years will be 4. That is why we double it. And if the rate of interest is 6%, since you are being given interest on a half yearly basis, so first half year you will get 3%, second half year you will again get 3%, that will make it equal to 6. Am I clear? Is it clear to you? If it is clear, then the second one is automatically clear to you. Or need I clarify? Because you will be getting such questions, and they are little typical. And if you don't follow these simple rules, then it becomes almost impossible to do the calculations even, Radhika, is it clear to you what I have told you? Why interest is halved and time is doubled?
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good. Second logic is simply followed from the first logic. If it is on quarterly basis, simple. If the 2 years time is there, then how many quarters? 8. So therefore, time is multiplied 4 times. Okay. And how about rate? Rate is divided by 1/4. If it is 8%, then per quarter rate will be 2%. Am I right? So these two golden rules we will follow. Even there is no need to cram it also. Simple logic if you use, you will be doing these questions where the interest rate is paid half yearly basis or quarterly basis. And last, it is a simple common understanding. Simple interest and compound interest is same for 1 year. अगर 1 साल का करेंगे तो वो आपका क्या आएगा? इंटरेस्ट क्या आता है? 1 year will be P plus R by 100 raised to power 1, and you will get the same answer as you get for your principal, for your simple interest. So okay, so 1 year's interest, simple and compound, they are exactly same. Okay, now I'm taking you to the okay, we come to the exercise. Most of the questions are simple.
Excuse me, sir.
Please tell me.
Sir, screen is not visible.
Screen is not visible. Okay. Okay. Just give me a minute. I'll share it again with you. Okay, I'm stopping it and then. Is it visible now, Radhika? Radhika, is screen visible now?
No, sir.
Not yet. Okay. Why it is giving me trouble?
Sir, I think there is a network issue.
Network issue with you or with me?
With me, I guess.
Chirag, are you getting it?
No, sir.
You are also not getting it. Just 1 minute. I'll take it from the source, not from here. Just 1 minute.
Sir, because it is coming black and black again and again. Black screen.
I'm getting it absolutely right. So okay, there can be a network issue. But wait for a minute. I'm taking it from a different source now. I was taking it directly. Now I'll take it from. Are you getting it now?
So it is buffering, not coming.
Then
Buffering is going on.
Then there is a problem with your network, sir. Because I'm getting my screen absolutely clear. I tried it to take it from the source. Earlier, I was using the existing screen on OneNote. Okay, let's listen. You listen to me. These questions are very simple. You can do it. Let us continue. Let's continue the process. Please take your pen and paper. The questions are very simple. We'll do it. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Principal is 50,000. Time is 2 years. Interest rate is 8%. I'm repeating. Principal 50,000. Time period 2 years. Rate is 8%. Please find the compound interest and give me the answer. Yes, Chirag and Radhika. Let me make one correction. By putting in all these figures in the formula that I have told you, you will not get compound interest. You will get compounded amount. I'm sorry. I said you will get compound interest. No, you will get compounded amount. So if you have to find interest, you have to deduct the from the compounded amount the principal. That is one correction.
Sir, 8,320.
That is correct answer. That is correct answer. Very good, Radhika. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now I'm taking you to the next question. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Yes. Okay, this is one interesting question which I have done with you. I told you the theory part of it. Yes. See this question. It's an interesting question. Question number 3. It says, find compound interest. This is question number 3. On rupees 800 for 9 months at the rate of 6% per annum, the interest being compounded quarterly. आप मुझे बताओ इसको करोगे कैसे? करने का बाद में है, पहले ये बताओ करोगे कैसे? Read the question, then tell me what will be the rate of interest that you will be taking and what will be the time period that you will be taking. Formula छोड़ दीजिए, हम उसमें नहीं जाएंगे कि आप formula लगाओ और answer निकालो. I don't want the answer. I want to know from you the procedure that you will follow to tackle this question. Yes, Chirag. What will be the time that you will be taking? Interest is being compounded quarterly. So what will you do with the time?
The 3/4.
You tell me how many years, how many quarters will come?
The 3.
what I have said, what I had told you was that अगर ये क्वार्टरली होगा तो रेट 1/4 होगा और टाइम 4 टाइम्स हो जाएगा. रेट चौथा हिस्सा हो जाएगा और टाइम 4 गुना हो जाएगा. तो इसमें टाइम 4 गुना हो कि कितना होगा? 9 मंथ्स का 4 टाइम्स क्या होगा? 36. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Rate of interest क्या हो जाएगा? 1/4. That will become 6/4. That will be equal to 1.5%. तो अब आपका वही फार्मूला दोबारा लग जाएगा. अब ये क्वार्टरली बेसिस का फार्मूला बन जाएगा जो हमने कैलकुलेशंस किए हैं. So here P is this, R is 1.5 and your time will be 3 years. If you talk in terms of years nahi hai wo actually, but the factor that will be coming in time will be 3. Okay, is that okay? Okay, so and for the examination point of view, I think you can do it. The calculation will not be very long, but it will be little bit long because there is cube in that bracketed expression. So if you have to find cube, it will take time. As I have shared with you, whenever the power of the expression is more than 2, please skip the question. That is why I did not ask you to solve this question. We will skip this question. Okay. Compound interest question, you have to be very, very careful. They are very, very time consuming if the power is more than 2. Okay, this is the one I was telling you, and I had shown you in the PPT, the formula also. The question is, are your screens okay now or they are still blurred?
The blur. Sir, it's the buffering only.
Buffering.
Actually, not blur, also it's buffering.
What is your speed of internet?
Sir, right now I'm using my mobile data only. Then also it is not.
हाँ, मोबाइल डेटा से तो बफरिंग हो जाती है. आप वो ले लो ना, इंटरनेट क्यों नहीं लेते हो? है क्या?
Yes, sir, Wi-Fi also, but there's some problem from forward. They are saying that cable is destroyed in rain or that.
So sad, so sad. Okay, okay. काम चलाओ जब तक नहीं होती चीजें ठीक. This question I'll do for you, and this says principal is 5,000, but the interest rate is changing. See, the interest rate is 8% per annum. First year it is 8%, for second year it is 10%, and for 12% it is third year. So what you will use? The formula which I had told you. Compounded amount will be equal to P into 1 plus R1. R1 is 8. R1 by 100, bracketed, second bracket, 1 plus 10 by 100, bracket close, third bracket, 1 plus 12 by 100. So the expression will be 5,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 into 1 plus 10 by 100 into 1 plus 12 by 100 multiplied by the principal 5,000. That will give you the compounded amount. From this, when you subtract the principal, which is 5,000, you will get your interest amount. Again, it is a long calculation, avoidable, worth avoiding. Okay, because you won't get more than one question on compound interest. So even if you skip, you are not going to lose too much. Okay, but maybe in the process you do one more question by skipping this long calculations. Okay. Okay, children, I'll be sending you this exercise. There are only 25 questions in it. You please do this complete exercise. Okay, not from examination point of view, but do it from your knowledge point of view, so that you are proficient in calculations of questions on compound interest. Sometimes the calculations are simple, so no need to skip when the calculations are simple. Okay. Meanwhile, children, Meena ma'am has joined on my request. I have to take my wife to doctor, so I'm I'm finishing my class 15 minutes early, but
Okay, sir.
Meena ma'am will be taking it over from me right now. So I'm passing on the baton to her. Please wait for 2 minutes.
Good afternoon, children.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. So today we are going to see about dice. So have you played the dice? You know what do you say that Ludo and all you play? No, you will have a dice in that which has the points like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on all the faces like a cube, a small cube will be there. We will rotate it, and based on the point which appears on the top, we will consider it and we will play. No, have you played Ludo?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So that is what our topic is today. So to solve the dice related sums, certain 3 points you have to remember how for solving this. Let us first learn what are those 3 points and then we can solve the questions. Okay. So let me share the board for you. Okay. So we are going to see about dice today. So a dice will have 6 sides, right? So it will have 6 sides and the values on all these sides will be from starting from 1 to 6. You would have this cube solving also, like that is also a game, like what to say, a relaxation time. You would solve the cubes, right? The same way the dice shape is also a cube. So it has 6 sides. So here I have displayed 3 sides, and the other opposite side will be other 3 sides will be here and in the bottom and in the back of this side. So there are 6 sides in a dais. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then, so you can say it as sides or faces also. Your term. I have no objections with that. Your own term, whichever you're giving. So I prefer the word sides. So a dice will have 6 sides. And now there are other 2 terms called adjacent sides and opposite sides in a dais. This is what is going to be your question. They'll give a dais of various values and they will ask you what is the adjacent side to the number 2 in the dais. What is the opposite side to the number 3 in the given dais figure. So this is what they're going to ask as question. For that, first let us understand what is the meaning of the word adjacent and what is the meaning of the word opposite side in a dais. Okay, so let us consider this as a dais face now with the value 2. Adjacent means near. Okay, so to the value 2 in this given diagram, what are the adjacent sides it could be? So in this visible part, I have the adjacent sides like 1 and 3 as the adjacent sides for the number 2 for my given diagram. Yes, so this is number 2 means 1, 3, and in the back side, I will have a number, and in this left side, I'll have another number. So there are 4 adjacent sides for any face of a dais. If you consider 1, if the question is like list out the adjacent sides for the number 1 of the dais displayed. So from the visible portion, I would say like 2 and 3 are 2 adjacent sides. And the other 2 will be from again this left side and from the bottom. These are the other 2 adjacent sides. So in each of our side, with whatever side you are considering in a dais, it will always have 4 adjacent sides. Okay, be it the first face or the top face or the bottom face or the sided face, whatever face in a dais, it will always have 4 adjacent sides. Okay, now how many opposite sides will a face in the cube will have? So 1 is here. Okay, for the number 1 in the question, what is its opposite side? So opposite means exactly opposite on the other half. So 1 is there in the visible portion. Its opposite side should be in the other side, which is behind the dais that is in the backward direction. This side, which is not visible to us, is the opposite side. So all the faces of a dais will have one opposite side. Okay. So in a dais, it is 6-sided. Each face will have 4 adjacent sides. And each face will have one opposite side. So are you clear with this? So totally 6 sides, 4 adjacent, 1 opposite side, plus the one which we are checking, that is the given question, to whom we are finding the opposite side. Okay, so this is what you should know first regarding the dais. Then there are 3 types of questions can be asked from this dais. The first type could be no similar sides in the dais or faces in the dais. Second type is one side is similar or same. You can use the word same. And the third type is 2 sides are same. Now, looking at these words, you may get confused. How can in a single dais 2 sides be the same value? That is not possible, no. Yes, it is not possible. So this your dais related sums will be having the questions with one or more dais. Okay, your questions will not depend only with the one single figure. It will be like displaying 2 to 3 dais figures and asking you to find out the adjacent or opposite sides. So to solve this, there are only 3 types. So each type will have a trick to solve. Listen that very carefully. So the 3 types of dais questions which can be asked is, there are no similar sides for the given dais. There is only one side is similar for the given dais. Type number 3 is, there are 2 sides similar for the given dais figures. Okay, now let us solve for the first one. No similar dais. So for this question, okay, let us solve with first one diagram of dais alone. So here only 3 faces are visible to me. I'm writing this. So now if the question is like, what is the opposite side of 3? Okay. How to solve this means very important. Note this point and keep. Sum of the opposite sides is always equal to 7. Okay, this is the trick over here for these type of sums. The sum of opposite sides. Sum of opposite side means the question given plus one side opposite to it. So this is the question 3. So this 3 plus what should I add in the behind face so that the total sum is 7? Do you understand? Are you able to follow? Children, are you able to follow?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So did you understand my question? For the first type of sum, that is no similar sides. This is a single dais. Each side will have one value. Okay. Now the question is, what is the opposite side of 3? So 3 is here, which is in the visible portion. Its opposite side should lie at exactly the back to it. That is not in the visible portion. So how to find that is, you are having a trick to solve these sums. That is, the sum of the opposite sides is always equal to 7. Now, I have my given as 3. What should it be its opposite side to get the total value of 7? What is 3 plus how much is 7? 3 plus 4 gives me 7,
4.
right? So the opposite side of 3 is 4. If they're asking the opposite side of 5, so what should I add to 5 to get the sum of 7? I
2.
will add 2, right? So I can immediately tell the answer that opposite side of 5 is 2. So what is the opposite side of 1? What should I add to 1 to get a sum of 7?
6.
6. That's all. So if the question is asked like what is the opposite side, and if you have no similar sides, okay, in this only one dice I have drawn, we already know that the no two values in the faces of the dice can be same. It should start from 1 to 6, right? So I can easily tell the opposite side by the trick that sum of the opposite sides is equal to 7. The next question for that is, if I'm given with two dices which are having no same values, type 1 problem only. Okay, this is 5, 3, 2, 1, 6, 4. Okay, so this is dice number 1, this is dice number 2. And I could see that there are no two values similar in the given dices. How to solve this sum also? Example, the question is like, what is the opposite side of 4? Okay, actually have to compare these two dices and give the question answer to the given question. Okay, when you are displayed with two or more dices, in the sense you have to compare the given all the given diagrams, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 diagrams also they can give and ask you. So if in such a case, you please compare the diagrams and then only you have to solve. So I'm comparing first dice and second dice. I find no faces of the dices to be same. Here it is 5, 2, 3. Here it is 1, 4, 6. None of the values are same. So this is relating to my first type of question, that is no similar faces. If so, I have to implement the trick that sum of opposite sides is always equal to 7. So the question is, opposite side of 4 is, what is opposite side of 4? Yeah? What you should add to 4 to get 7? Are you
3.
following? 3, that's all. 3 plus 7 gives me some. Do not confuse the top portion and this face which is in the side portion can be the opposite side. Do not confuse. Don't think of those logics and all. Just implement the trick. Here the values have no similarities. So type 1. My type 1 trick is that the sum of the opposite side is 7. My question is 4. So what should I add to 4 to get the sum of 7? That's all. Don't overthink here. Okay, now tell me what would you have as the opposite side of 1? I should
6.
add 6 here to get as 7. That's all. No more logics thinking. What you should add it to 2?
5.
5. That's all. Understood. This is type number 1. Okay. Type number 2 is one side is same. Okay. So for this question, you will have on 2 diagrams, 2 or more. Okay. You cannot solve this second type with a single dice question. So obviously it is 2 or more dices displayed to you. Okay. So here there are 2 dices displayed. And the question is, what is the opposite side of 6? How to solve this question? So understand the type 2, one side will be same. So in dice number 1, I have the values 2, 1, 4. In dice number 2, I have the values 2, 5, 6. The common value between dice 1 and 2 is 2. Right? So 2 is the common value, and if I find any one side is same, then the trick you have to follow is the other 2 sides. Okay, don't think that this is in the side, this is in the top. Do not think anything. The other 2 sides are the exact opposite values. 1 is the opposite side of 5 and 4 is the opposite side of 6. If you find any of the value, one value in the given dice figures is same means, then you can tap opposites. Okay, 1 for 5 and 4 for 6. Okay, now what to do, ma'am, if the sides are not same? Like you may have a doubt, ma'am, here 1 is there in the top, 5 is also in the top, so I'm directly relating. What if in the other case, like if the diagram is given like this, 2 in the top and 5 and 6 over here. So this is also a possible case for type 2. Okay, here the 2 is in the front visible portion, here 2 is in the top visible portion. Can I compare them? Can I consider that also as well? Type 2, ma'am, one side is same. If you ask me, yes, you can compare it. Just compare the values alone. Do not consider about the visible portion sides. This is in the front portion, this is in the top portion. Do not keep on thinking about that logic. Forget about it. Only the value. So the value 2 is same in this figures, so I can directly compare them. But how can I compare is, so you just think, if I move it, these values either in the clockwise or in the anti-clockwise, I can come to the previous format like this. So the previous format which I have given you as 2 over here and 5 and 6 over here, right? So the same way, if I move this 2 here, this will come to the front portion. Both the values 2 will be in the same front portion. So it is up to you. You can either turn it clockwise or anti-clockwise. If you turn one value clockwise, means turn all the other values also clockwise. So now I prefer choosing anti-clockwise. I'm moving 2 here. Okay. So 2 comes here. 5, which was in the front portion, will go there. And 6, which was in the side portion, will go top. Now compare the values. Okay, so comparing exactly like how I told, 1 is the opposite side of 6 and 5 is the opposite side of 4. Okay, so if you get the questions in the second way also, like if the values are in the same side, it means also you know how to solve. If the values are in the opposite faces, means you know how to rotate them and bring to the same face and then solve. This is your type number 2. Clear with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next is type number 3. 2 sides are same. What to do, ma'am, if 2 sides are same? The same logic. Okay, so 2, 4, 2, 4, 1, 6. What is the opposite side of 1? If this is your question. So what is the type number 3? Sorry. The type number 3 is 2 sides are same. So this is dice number 1, this is dice number 2. What are the 2 common values in these dices?
2 and 4.
2 and 4. So I have 2 values, 2 and 4 common in my given figures. So I can directly find it out. The other remaining side is 1 and 6 only. So they are the exact opposite sides. 1 is the opposite side of 6. Okay, so if you find any of the 2 sides or the 2 values in a given dice to be same, means the remaining leftover side is the opposite side. Okay, very easy one. Got it? Understood with these 3 types? Any doubt in the 3 types?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so sometimes what do they do is, instead of displaying the values, they use the dots. Okay, for 1 they'll use 1 dot, 2 they'll use 2 dot, like how we have it in the Ludo game, the same way. 6 means they'll keep 6 dots. Okay, so that is also relating to the same thing. For your better understanding, you can even rewrite it for your in your question paper or somewhere in the working corner. Like this is 1, this is 2, this is 6. So if you feel comfortable with the numerical values, you can represent them accordingly for the dots. And not only with the numbers, you can expect the questions in dice. The questions are asked in the alphabets also. A, B, C. Dice number 1. Dice number 2. What is the opposite side of C over here? What is the opposite side of C? See, this is type number 2 because the first dice has A, B, C. Second dice has A, D, E. Okay, one side, that is the one letter is common in both the dices. Letter A is common. So if one side is same, what should I do? The remaining two sides are exact opposites. B is the opposite side of D and C is the opposite side of E. So the opposite side of C is E. Okay, the same logic you will apply to the alphabets also, whether it is asked as dots or numbers or alphabets. The same 3 tricks only. You're going to compare with the values. If one value is same, then type number 2. No values are same, type number 1. That is the sum of the opposite sides is equal to 7. Okay, then if two values are same, then it is type number 3. The remaining leftover side is the opposite side of the given question. Now, if in your question they are asking you to find out the adjacent sides, okay, what is the adjacent side of A? So how many adjacent sides you would get for a single space?
3.
How many adjacent sides?
3.
No, 4. 4 sides. Totally 6 spaces. For one side, if I'm taking this
Yes, ma'am,
top
4.
portion, means 4 adjacent sides will come. Okay. So the same way, you just think it off. Okay. So here you are given with 2 dices. For the letter A, they are asking the adjacent. So this is my adjacent, the A letter. This is also my A letter. So around A, what are the other sides I have? B and C in dice number 1. D and E in dice number 2. So these 4 letters are the opposite letter A. Just mere application of, okay, this is the common means. So this 2 sides should come in the other unvisible, not visible portion, no? So B and C is visible to us. Here D and E is visible. Imagine this in the dice. So the letter A is common means this 2 sides should come here. D over here and E over here. So the other 4 sides adjacent to A is B, C, D, E. That's all. Very easy. Got it? Okay. So one more type of question which could be asked in your diocese is open diocese questions. Open diocese means like, you know that a cube will have 6 sides. Okay. So this is how a cube. Now, I am doing a very important work of opening the sides of the dais. There are various possible ways to open and keep a dais. Like this. So this has 6 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5 and this is 6. Okay, so 6 sides I'm having. I'm doing the work of opening the sides of the dais and arranging it. Okay, so this is, let us consider, count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the six sides of the dais is being opened and arranged in this pattern. Okay. Now this, it can be arranged in various ways. Okay, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5 and this is 6. Okay, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So various ways the dais questions it can be asked in the open dais way, and how to find out the adjacent and opposite sides is the next second category of your dais questions. Okay, so that is also very easy. Most of the time, it is only two patterns which is asked in your question. Okay, one is like this: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so like the open, that is the top end and the bottom end are opened at the exact corners, that is in this first position and in the last position they are opened and kept, or in between the sides you have no, there they may be one side may be opened and kept. So this is only the two possible ways of the open dais questions which is often asked in your dais. If you learn how to solve these questions, that is more than enough. Okay, so let me write here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the 6 values in the dais. This is my question. How can I find the opposite side means very easy. The projected one, outside projected one, or always makes a pair. Okay, be it in whichever shape, whether they are projected in the first and the end position, or whether they are projected in the first and in between position, it makes no problem to us. You always will compare the outer projected sides as the opposite sides. Okay, that is first one. You have to first step. If they're asking you what is the opposite side of 6, it is obviously opposite side of 6 is 1. Then for 1 it is 6. Okay, then in between, that is the inside, the remaining sides, how do you find it out? The opposite side means leaving one digit, they make a opposite side pair. Like 2 and 4 are the opposite sides. 3 and 5, I am leaving a digit in between and combining the numbers to find out the opposite pair. Okay, like let us see this. Okay, so in this diagram, 5 and 4 are the opposite pair. So in the inside part, I will consider the digits which are like in between digits. 6 and 2 forms the opposite pair. 3 and 1 forms the opposite pair. Got it? How to solve the open dais question for opposite sides?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear with this? That's all.
Yes, ma'am.
So now for this, how to find the adjacent side, ma'am? How will I find the adjacent side, ma'am? That is also very easy. So you have 5 and 4, 6 and 2, 3 and 1 as your opposite side. If they're asking you find the adjacent side of 3, there you have to implement your logic. That is, you have to close this dais to find out the adjacent sides. In case of adjacent sides, you need to close this dais. Okay, so the dais will be like when I fold this is like a paper folding, the paper which is unfolded in this pattern. Now you have to fold it to find out the adjacent side. So most probably you will get questions in the open dais like to find the opposite side. Okay, adjacent side are sometimes asked. There you implement the common logic of folding the cube again to as a closed dais to find out the adjacent side. So the adjacent side of 3, if they are asking me, I have 4 adjacent sides always. So for 3, look at it. If for 3, 1 is the opposite side. Okay, so 6, 2, 5 and 4. So 1 is the opposite side. It already went on one. So you can even cross check it whether this is the correct adjacent side. How means there are only 6 sides in a dais. One the side already went as the question. The other side went as the opposite side. The remaining 4 sides only know the adjacent side. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there are only 6 sides in a dais. If one side is over with the question and its exact opposite side will be the second side to like ignore. So the remaining 4 sides should be the adjacent side. Now, can you tell me the adjacent side for 5?
Ma'am,
See.
6, 2, 4, 1.
2?
6, 2, 4, 1.
It should be 1 and 3. Five and 4 make a pair as opposite pairs. Then how can it be the
Yes,
4 again be as
6, 2, 1,
adjacent?
3.
Ah, yes. So 2 digits already went here. So remaining alone you write. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Chirag
Yes,
and Pratika? Ah, yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. So nothing. We were discussing about the question which is asked and it's exclude its opposite side, and the remaining sides you write it as its adjacent side. That's all. Clear with this? Any doubt in this dice?
No.
Still now any doubts? No. Okay, we can solve the questions and open the PDF. Okay, I want you to give me the answer. Is it visible to you? Identify
Yes,
the
ma'am.
number at the top, sorry, at the bottom when the top is 5 in a dice. So the question will not be directly asked as find out the adjacent side, find out the opposite side. Okay, so this is nothing but they're asking the opposite side of 5. When you have in the top as 5, what is the bottom portion means? It is the opposite side. Okay, they're asking you what is the opposite side of 5 in the given diagram. Find it out whether they have any similar sides or no similar sides. How to solve this? Find it out.
Ma'am, 3.
3. Check again. 2. Very good. 2 is the correct answer. Why? Because this side has 6. Sorry. This side has 6, 3, 2, 6, 4, 5. That is why I told you whenever you find dots means immediately convert into numbers. Okay. So this is type number 2 sum having one side common. So the other 2 sides are exact opposites. 3 and 4 make a pair. 2 and 5 make a pair. Our question is what is the opposite side of 5? The correct option is option A. Okay. Very good. Let us move on to the next question. Solve this. Two position of a dice are shown below. When 3 is at the top, what number will be at the bottom?
Last option.
5.
Very good. Keep it up. This question. 3 positions of a dice are given. Find out which number is found opposite to the number 2 in the given cube. Opposite side of 2 is given. Okay. So you can listen first and then solve, because I did not teach you how to solve when 3 diagrams are given. We know how to solve for when 2 dices are given. Do not worry when you have 3 or 4 or 5 figures given also. Okay, so the question is find opposite number of 2. 2 is here. I cannot compare 2 with all the given diagrams. That is not possible and that is a wrong way. So what should I do is, I'm looking for the common numbers in this dice. This is 4 and 1 are the 2 other sides for the number 2, because they have asked me to find the opposite side of 2. So I should look into the third figure only. Here I have 5, 3, 6, which makes no common thing with the dice number 3. Look at dice number 1. I have 1, 6, 4. So here 2 sides 1 and 4 are common. So this applies to my third type, and I can compare only the first dice and third dice which is needed for me to solve this sum. I'm telling you again, not necessary to compare all the given figures and come out with the answer. Whatever is required alone, you compare. Okay, so this is a dais which is having the common figures like 4 and 1, 4 and 1. So the leftover sides are the opposite. 2 is the opposite side of 6. So the correct answer is option
Option.
A, 6. Okay, so you need not worry when you are given with 5 diases or 4 diases in your question. Just compare the figures necessary to solve the question. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Solve this. 4 positions of a dais are given below. Identify the number at the bottom when top is 1. Still doing very easy, no? 30 seconds is more than enough for this sum. Dais questions are 30 seconds only.
5.
5. Very good. Chirag, what is your answer?
Ma'am, 5.
5. Super. Very good. So can anybody explain me how you got this answer as 5?
And as 1 and 4 are common in second and third dices. That implies third type of that, and then 6 and 5 will be
I think we're wrong. See, just compare these 2 diases. Actually, we want only for number 1. I have 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So 3 diases are having the number 1. And so first one is not necessary to compare. So I can exclude it and compare only these 3. Right? So I feel it difficult to compare this. Okay. So first I'll try with my logic. That is your logic. How do you solve? I'm telling you. So 1, 4, 6. This is 1, 4. Here also 1 and 4 is there. Here 1 and 6 is there as a common. So this is the common numbers between the 3 diases. Right? So if I compare the first 2, that is 1, 4, 6 and 1, 4, 5, I find 2 numbers 1 and 4 to be common. So the opposite side is 6 and 5 over here when I compare the dice number 2 and 3. Right? Next. Compare the dice number 2 and dice number 4. So I have the common values like 1, 6, 1, 6. So the next remaining 2 sides make the opposite pair. 4 into 3. That is 4 is the opposite side of 3. Now our question is find out what is the opposite side of 1. So what is the leftover number?
2.
2. Got it? So you're right by the way how you judged. Even I missed it. So sometimes there is a trick over here. 1 and 4 is there as a common here. If so, 6 and 5 makes as the opposite term. If you compare the second and third, 1 and 6 are common. Then 4 and 3 makes as the opposite. Then the opposite number of 1 would be 2. Deriving from the other opposite side matches, we are deriving this answer. Okay, good try, both of you. So the correct answer is 2, option C. Moving on to the next question. Yeah, this is what we solved. Solve this. This is an open dais. Which of the following cubes cannot be formed when the given figure is folded to form a cube? See, you can give various names to this type of questions like paper folding. The paper folding sums also will be somewhat related to the cube folding. Cube sums, dais sums, all the things are the same concept. Okay.
First
So
option.
this is first option. Okay. Let me check. Radhika's answer.
B option.
B option. Okay. So this diagram is like, as I told you, the projected sides form the opposite pair. So I could see this one here. That is the projected side dot, the box which shaded, and the open circle adjacent over here. So the option D fails. So the remaining 3 options are having the center diagram, the square, rectangle or square, something, a box. And its adjacent sides are like the number 4, 1 and a circle with shaded. So yes, I have this one, the shaded portion. Now, how come that could be the adjacent side? One second. I told you no, in the in between symbols, the leaving one symbol in between, and you need to compare the opposite sides. So for the box, the opposite side is 1. I don't find any visible portion with the 1. For the circle, the opposite side is 4. That is also not there. Then I have to think with other logic only. Box. Box is there.
And I
Circle
think
is
third
there.
option can be there.
Third option.
Second option, मतलब second answer. B option,
Yeah.
which is C.
Mm-hmm. Why can't it be third option? Check and tell me why can't it be third option? Meanwhile, I'll check with the answer. Wait. So we know that option D cannot come, no? So let us solve the usual method. So this makes an opposite with the dot. So it cannot come as the adjacent side. The remaining sides adjacent for the box should be this 4, right? So let us check accordingly. So this first option has a box here and its adjacent side dot and this is shaded one. Okay. So first option is there. B option. C option also is there. Okay. Okay, I feel this confusing. Let this one be. I feel like I'm getting all the 3 options. How about you?
I have no idea. I'm getting
Any idea for
second
solving
option
this?
as
I'm
answer.
getting all the 3 answers. Maybe
And third option.
third option. Okay. Check
Third
again.
option.
Third option. Check again. See, think very carefully. These 2 sides are empty. Okay. So I'm just trying to fold the triangle inside. Okay. And I would have the empty box on the side and the box at the back near to this empty box and the circle on the top, and this side again comes to the side only, no? So the empty sides are filled on the both the sides, either sides of the triangle. That is how when I fold it, I'm getting it. So accordingly you match. Option D fails over there because the empty sides are or option B. Do you get what I'm saying? These 2 sides form the opposite pair when I fold it.
Yes, ma'am.
You can even cross check with the by the way how you folded the cube, that this sides, the empty sides make the opposite pair. Accordingly you cross check and tell me whether it is A option or B option.
A option.
A option. No, come on, think it. So you're folding, this is the first side, this is the second side, and this goes as the third side. So how can A, this to be very near third side? There should be another place in between the triangle and the square, no? Do you get it what I'm saying? The triangle in the front side the empty face in the side, and the box, the square face will go back of triangle. So they both make the opposite side. I told you now, in between you will, how you form the opposite pairs. Leaving one thing, you form the opposite pairs. I told no. The circle is the opposite of the dot with the shaded one. Box is the opposite of square. So here I have the square and the triangle adjacent. So that case is failing. Only option B follows. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So I would suggest first find out the opposite sides for the given diagram. Also find out the adjacent sides and write and keep it. If you can solve with this two finding, means try to solve. If this is not going to help you, try imagining you are going to fold the given diagram, and from there using any logics try to solve. That is the three possible ways to solve this question. There are no other way to help. Okay, no problem. Practice makes a person perfect. So we'll practice as much as possible questions. Try solving this. This is with the numbers. So I hope you can do this easily. The one I explained it to you already. Is it too zoom? Should I rotate the screen?
It's okay, ma'am. And third option.
Third option. Okay. Radhika?
Third option.
Very good. Third option is the correct one. So the opposite pairs, first you will write 6, 4, 3, 5, 1, 2. And so 3 and 4, 3's adjacent side will be like 4, 6, 1 and 2. So I'm getting 3 and 4 near to by 1 also. So the option C is correct. Okay, good. Solve this question. Choose the alternative that best resembles the unfolded form of the given cube. So now you're going to unfold it. Try this. Interesting, no?
Second option.
Second option. Okay. You mean option C or option A
First one,
and the diagram 2?
diagram second, A option, sorry.
Diagram 2 and option A. Okay, okay.
Option A.
Very good. Correct. Both of you correct. See, I wanted to mention here. So whenever you have any question, that is reasoning questions with in the question itself as A, B, C, D, and the options again will be interchanged and asked. So have some kind of an attention before clicking on the options. Okay, see like this question, how it has been asked. Good. Solve this. Which of the following cubes can be formed when the given figure is folded to form a cube?
Ma'am, D figure is not visible.
D is not visible. That's why. 1 second.
Ma'am, I think
Actually-
answer is last option. A figure.
Seventh question. This is seventh question, right? There is no D option in my notes itself. So 1 minute. Let me cross check with the answer. Okay, that is not necessary to have the option D. This 3 options would help you to find out the answer. Leave it off.
Yes, ma'am,
Forget
answer
about
is
the
last
option D.
option.
Last option. Okay.
The third option. Then third option.
Second option. Huh? Yes,
I mean figure C.
figure C. Okay, okay. Okay. So they both make the opposite side, right? The shaded, full shaded and half shaded. So by that way, option A fails. And option C also fails. The only option is option B, right? Do you get what I'm saying? dot makes an opposite pair to the empty face, and the fully shaded portion makes an opposite to the half shaded portion. Empty shaded makes again a opposite pair to the empty shaded. Do you get what I mean? So if I cross check that option A is having the fully shaded and the half shaded as adjacent, so it fails. And option C also is having the same, it fails. So the only option left over is option B. So is that correct? And that should be the only correct answer, right? You get it what I'm saying?
Ma'am, this pointed one and the plane figure are also opposite, but in second figure they are coming adjacent also.
I don't get it. Again, please repeat it.
Ma'am, this pointed one square and its opposite will be plane figure, the white square.
What do you mean by pointed square?
Ma'am, square, ma'am, in which a dot is made,
Okay.
and its opposite will be a plane figure, a white, complete white square.
Okay.
And ma'am, in second figure, it is coming adjacent.
That is because of this two sides also is empty, no? Maybe that could be there, right? So here, this is portion is like you're having the dot here, and the top portion is half shaded, and this side is empty. So what is my guess is the invisible part that is behind this, the back side also will be empty, and this side also will be empty, and the bottom portion will be fully shaded. Can you understand what is my imagination and why I'm telling option B? Because
Yes,
the these two sides is also empty, so we cannot judge accordingly because there are three empty sides. So anyway, this dot has to make with one empty side as the adjacent pair. Okay,
yes, ma'am.
Yes,
good.
ma'am.
Okay, very good. Moving on to the next question. Last 5 minutes, children. Let me wind it up. You try to solve this. So which of the following cubes can be formed when the given figure is folded to form a cube? Form a cube for the given figure. Easy, right? With the numbers. So numbers is much easier than the symbols, right? I pray to God that you get easy questions in dice with the numbers.
Figure D.
Very good. Chirag,
Third
very good.
option.
Third option, super. So very good. The remaining figures fail to satisfy the condition of opposite sides, right? Good. Solve this.
Figure C.
Very good.
C figure. Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Very good. Keep it up. Okay. This in this any we'll solve 11th question alone. Both are same type. Solve the 11th question alone. So this is with the colors. We have the cube solving with the colors the same way.
And second option,
Second option, yellow.
yellow.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Radhika. Okay, Chirag, solve for the same question. That is the 12th question. What is the opposite side of violet?
A option, green.
Okay. Radhika, your answer.
Uh, um, for 11th one is yellow
Very good.
And for 12th, it is
Solve. Take your time.
green.
Very good. Green. Super. Okay, let me stop with this today, and even we can continue tomorrow. I don't want to take much of your time and bore you. Let us see tomorrow. I think only with the syllogisms, second type possibility question for solving Venn diagram is pending, and the remaining everything I have solved. So let's see if some other I'm still checking up on that. If anything is missing, I'll complete with tomorrow's class. Okay, so prepare well, children. From August 1st, it would be your mock test, and prepare well. Any doubts at any time, please feel free to contact me through my mail ID. And thank you, children. You may leave now. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.